not connecting.
We're live.
Okay, we are live now. Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here. Can you hear me? I hope so. Everything was getting messed up for some reason, but we're on. Greetings. Rev.Hawksblood from the Big Island of Hawaii. My guest, Tina Bird, and my guest in the background, Sasha.
Hello.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Tina Bird here from the UK.
So, I hope everybody read the title of the show for today. Can aliens help us physically or spiritually? I know a few things that Tina don't. She knows a lot about abduction and everything else more than most anybody else on the planet. So we're going to get into it, people. No matter what you hear, no matter who says it, whether it's ancient aliens or UFO conference, these people are not telling you the truth. They don't know the truth to tell you. I mean, they're still talking about pyramids. They're still talking about tic tacs and everything else under the sun. They're not talking about aliens and what they're doing, which is the most important thing, people, that I want to get stressed out today, bring out that people need to understand. The government cannot do anything about abduction. So they're not going to tell the world they can't protect them. I mean, even Putin told Trump to tell him that they're working with aliens, but he didn't say nothing about abduction. But he did say two races want to destroy the planet. So that's where we're headed, people. We got UN agenda in stage 4. It'll probably be in stage 5 this year. Everything you think that's wrong with the planet will escalate. The sun is going crazy right now, people. I have 3 people around the world. Things that happening are not normal. In Italy, they had a red band of light over the whole sky. 2 different days. Europe had the same thing happen. And now there was something about, Kerry Cassidy put it up online, about this wave of solar energy coming to the planet that created aurora borealis. That means radiation, people, if you don't understand it. It's not a beautiful thing. I mean, it might look pretty. Realize in this world, anything that looks pretty usually probably is not. But I was just talking about in the animal species, the male's always pretty and the female's not. Wonder why is that? Whoever decided that idea was a little bit corrupted. Because all the male birds, male fish, and everything are pretty, where the female is big, heavy, and plain looking. So I guess you get a gray alien and they look cool. It's male. But here's the thing, people. Aliens have been here way longer than our race. They've been affecting us greatly. They never, and I'm telling you from what I know, and then I'll let Tina talk about it, but from all my experience from my past lives and my present, aliens have never helped the human race move forward. Now, in the beginning, when Atlantis was here, the human race had 32 psychic abilities. We were spiritual, for a word. We weren't killing, eating animals. We didn't need a lot of things. But after it was destroyed, mankind became massive killers, rapists, abusers. And that was because of alien races. But as far as helping us do something good, people in ancient aliens have been talking about pyramids for 15 years now. Still saying the same old ridiculous story. Oh, aliens might have helped, or they did build it. So what? They didn't help the people. Realize none of that is going to help us. We're not going to be saved by pyramids. We're not going to be saved by aliens. And matter of fact, it's just the opposite. So when people go on, but I want Tina to get into a couple of things, but I just want to say this real fast. In the UFO world, all they're bringing out is aliens are going to help us. When we're ready, they'll come and help us. When is ready? After half of the population's killed? When is ready? They were at every war. They watched it. They took people. And you really think they're there to help us? But for like Tina's sake, they've been abducting people for a long, long time.
Well, here's a question, Tommy. For those people who are skeptical and believe in the mainstream UFO people, um, how well do you think the aliens helped Phil Schneider?
Well,
Good
you know,
question.
nobody,
Right now, his
nobody,
body.
wait.
They
In
tried
the
to kill
UFO,
him.
in the UFO world, I've been promoting that every time I can. I
And the
said,
Colores
wait,
Island incident, they
wait.
killed hundreds of
Every
people.
show that I do, everything that I put up online, I say the UFO world talks about good aliens, and Stephen Greer's pushing that to the max, and they never mention Phil Snyder. But this famous guy who put out a short video was getting credit for a UFO video, claims that Phil Snyder was delusional. I would lock him in a room and torture him for a long time. He's so evil because all he does is put down
Wow.
everything in the UFO world, and people respect him.
He was so delusional he could tie himself to his chair with his hands behind his back and then tie barbed wire around himself and then hang himself.
See,
I would like to send that guy down the shaft that Phil Schneider barely came out of and see how he fares.
you
Yeah.
know, Phil Snyder has something that
The
happened to
other
his body.
23 Delta people that lost their lives that day are obviously
Yeah.
delusional too.
Well, when there was actually 60 something Green Berets killed. He was the one that escaped when one person let him get up on the elevator that they used to get down in that
God,
shaft.
yeah.
Yep.
But he was lecturing for 6 months before they killed him. And before that happened, he told the truth. He showed his body. Nobody could have ever did that to themselves. To say he committed suicide. Well, first off, he was wrapped up in barbed wire. I mean, there was no blood, everything else. So how did he die? They won't tell how he really died. So again, but before that, when he showed his body, what happened to his body when he got out of that base after they killed all those aliens? His hand was sliced diagonal. His whole
Burnt
stomach
off,
was
yeah,
cut from
yeah,
the
yeah.
top of his throat all the way down to the bottom of his stomach. His foot was blown out. How does a person commit suicide and do that? You don't, period. So these people in the UFO world will not promote Phil Snyder's story because they don't want the truth about bad aliens.
No, they just want to go to $1,000 conventions that they, spend out of their pockets to live in La La Land.
The other bad thing that's happening right now, which I want to bring out today, the UFO whistleblowers in the UFO world that claim they work with good aliens. They're programmed zombies. Not one of them has one shred of proof. Oh, well, they work with me. Oh, they help me. Oh, do what? Prove one thing. Prove that they can help you. Prove that they can help the world. And why would they come down from another world to help you? What do you mean to them? See, these people have a story that doesn't fit into normal reality.
So here's a question for you, Tommy.
Go to a country and help them. What do you pick out one poor homeless person and help them get hamburgers for the day?
Sorry,
mean-
Sasha, go on. Sorry, Tommy, go on.
Go ahead, Tina.
No, Sasha wanted to say something.
I
Go
was
on.
going to ask you a question, Tommy. Do you believe that all the alien races are bad, or are there some that are good?
There are no good aliens.
Okay.
They're second race to us. They're super intelligent. They're super technical. But that doesn't make them spiritual, why I put that word up. They don't care about people.
I've got a because there was. I'd like to think that it's like human beings. We're all not bad, but we're all not good. And there's some psychos in between on both sides. Now, you can say the human race is as nutters, Adolf Hitler, mass murderer, etc. It could be said. The same could be said for these beings. I don't know. I've met them all. I've only met what I've seen. But what I'm saying is we before. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the project. Going back to the 70s, they did an exchange program. Was it 8 people of us went to a different planet, didn't they? And I think it was 6 came back one
all
state.
those stories, they work with the humans for a reason, not to help us.
There is a reason they're doing it, yeah.
There's,
I mean, why
it's
abduction?
only,
The only thing you can get from abduction, why would you want to abduct someone? That's either to preserve, copy, use, or splice.
Nobody gives anybody anything without taking something in return.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they abduct people is there's things they need. It's called blood, ovaries, semen, and food. And food meaning people. That's all they need from the human race. They don't need our love, our compassion, our brains, our abilities, because they gave Tesla everything we have today. And he brought out 50 deadly weapons. So if they were trying to help us, they would. But again, the good races, there are none, because the human race is the most spiritual race out of all the races. And that's why I'm not going to go into religious things, but that's why we're here to move forward. That's why the aliens came down and destroyed Atlantis. They're controlled. All races are controlled by one thing, and I'm not going to say what it is, people, but they're all controlled by one thing. And that's why they all are playing the games and torturing and doing all the horrible things to humans. That's
How
why
much
they destroyed Atlantis. Go ahead.
how much time do you think we have until there's a Project Blue Sky or Blue Beam is activated, or a real invasion, starts?
Well, I say 7 years max, but I'd say closer to 5. And within that 5 years, they're going to eliminate half of the population. All right. We're going to wait, Tina. We're going to have no food. All right. We're going to be in controlled environments. People that live by themselves are going to be taken out because they don't want people that can do things. They want to keep everybody controlled, how much they eat, how much they can get, and what they can do. But realize everything's going to be AI. They don't need many people. They're not going to need people to fly planes, run machines, or do anything. So what are they going to feed us for? To feed the aliens. So there's a big trade, and it's been going on. Truman and Eisenhower both agreed on that in 1947, up until 52, how many humans they could take. And now there's no number.
Well, look what the government is trying to push now, these 15-minute cities, and they make it sound all cool, but really it's a way for the system to control people, because in a 50-minute city, you don't need cars, you don't need any of that. So,
Exactly.
it's just another form of control.
Here's something else that's happening in the United States. I don't know about other countries. They're removing all horses. All wild horses are being sold to China as food. You know why? When we go into this horrible state, they don't want people to be able to travel, because if you don't have a car, you can't get nowhere. But if you have a horse, you can get anywhere you want. And they don't want that to happen either. So what's really crashing down now is going to be complete control. And like I said, they don't want to feed there's 8.5 billion people on the planet now. And you think they need to feed all them? They're having a hard time feeding what's here now. So again, if they eliminate the population, robots don't need to eat, robots don't need money, so they could get their corporations, their businesses all running without people.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how bad it's going to be. I mean, Mr. Musk is a two-faced thing. I mean, what he said, well, you better be aware of artificial intelligence. And then he said, well, wait, artificial intelligence is going to help get rid of the small jobs. Get rid of the small jobs.
In the UK, like you just said, about 15 minutes, they've been implementing that in the UK for ages. Where I live in Southampton, you've got the thing called the Itchen Toll Bridge. Every time you cross it, you pay a toll. Mm-hmm. It's gone up from 25p to £1 something now. In London, you have to pay £10 or £15 just to go to London, to drive in the area. And then it's like £1 a minute to park. So that's like $1 a minute to park. Over $1 a minute now. Like it's like $2.20.
Wow, that's insane.
A minute to park. Petrol's just gone down. It's £1, say 44, 150 a litre. It's just gone down to that. It was last year. It was £2 something a litre, so it was quite a lot. And now, in some parts of London, they're calling it the ULEZ zone, ultra low emission zone. You have to pay £12 a day to leave your house with your car, and every time you go into a different zone, you have to pay another £12.
Yeah.
How do they stop the people from going in there? Is there gates and guards or police?
No, they just put concrete blocks in the road, and there's cameras up. There's concrete blocks in the road to stop people driving. You know the big construction blocks? They put them there, and they just put cameras at the end of every street with fines, and they fine you when you leave your house if your car isn't over. If your car's less than, I want to say, as an example, just say 5 years old, or it's a diesel car, or it's not electric, you then get fined. You get fined £12 a day.
Yeah.
Every day.
That is crazy.
Now, I've heard I've heard
£12 out and £12 back in. That's a lot.
I've heard the people have been over there, Tina, have been fighting back by destroying all those 50-minute city cameras. So that the system over there has kind of backtracked because they're like, okay, we're getting a lot of backlash from this 50-minute implementation.
No, because they've gone. Now they've got vans. Instead of keep putting them up, they drive a van up there with a driver in and sit there and film you all day.
It's where
And
people
shutting shops. So in the main town centres now, you used to be able to drive through our main town centre, so you could park at either end. They've taken away the car parks, so you cannot park.
Yeah.
And then they put cameras up, so you can't drive up this road, and then fine you for driving up the road because you're not allowed to drive up there. So not only can you not park when you go to a main town centre, you can't park in any car parks because they've taken them away.
Yeah.
And it's the bus fares horrendous. To go from one bus to another's like £1 or £2. So to get into town,
did you see New York City, Tina? What's going on in New York City? Even
I haven't seen that.
They're looting the stores and rioting in the streets, and it's happening everywhere on the planet right now, people, whether you know that or not. So the way to eliminate population is to get everybody to hate everybody. All right, then nobody cares.
We all hate the government in the UK.
But
sorry, there's Rosa Stone's in the chat room. Sorry, Rosalie Stone's in the chat room. I do apologise, gentlemen. And she's just left a comment there about the Draco reptilians, saying they are educating the human race. Yeah, there you go. So following agreements of behaviour, they don't. Yeah, some alien species. But if you look at the human race, we're awful as a race. Like, I've got to agree with Rosalina. Just look at the human race. They're not looking at aliens. We, like somebody was saying, we pollute the air, we kill each other, rape each other, eat each other, kill our animals.
Well, all right, here's what I'll say, people. When people talk about good aliens, they cannot do anything for mankind. The ones that are in control, there's 9 races that control this planet and all the aliens, people. Whether you want to accept that or not. Wait, Tina. They control what everybody does. Humans cannot do what they want, all right? And they won't let them. When they destroyed Atlantis, they took every spiritual person that was on this planet left. And I'll challenge anybody to prove somebody's spiritual today. I don't even say I'm spiritual at any level, even though I teach about spiritualism. But people, all these people claiming they're working with good aliens, prove it. Show something important that they can do for the world or people. They haven't did it in 100,000 years, people. They killed every race that was here. They took every race out beyond that, going back to the giants, going back to as far as you want. But we're not in a good place. We're not going to be in a good place for the next 7 years. And at the end of 7 years, everybody will be where they're supposed to be, locked up and controlled by the government.
With that, there's a few things on the table there. I was looking back through records and things like that because I've been home, obviously, because I broke the bone, snapped the bones in my foot. But that Baba Vega, is it? I'm not sure she's Chechen, where she was from. What did she do? The prophecy lady. She prophesied that in 2023, by the end, that someone would be testing nuclear biological weapons, which is kind of happening because they've been doing that, and that the sun would have a hissy fit and chuck out radiation. Well, that's kind of happening right now. But I also look back on my records. In 2017, I said that there would be a war from 2022 and the start of 2024. So if you go back and look at my records on my investigators' reports in 2017, it states that in 2017 in my report that they told me that this would happen. Also, from the images they showed me before, the original planet, this where they took me to show what had happened, like type to mankind, is they do this to mankind. They like volcanisms. I've always said this: volcanisms and volcanoes, which is why they're seen a lot in oceans and near volcanoes. But suddenly, the coincidence is suddenly these more and more of these UFOs are being seen around like trenches. They're being seen at tectonic plate movements. They're being seen at volcanoes. Are they doing this because they like it? Or is it something they do to planets? I mean, it makes you think. I think people should be looking at other things. They think, oh, yeah, well, now the Navy said that the UFOs are real, but what are they actually doing? Yes, they're abducting people. Yes, they're seen going in and out of volcanoes. Yes, they've been seen on Skinwalker Ranch going in and out. What are they doing? We have
Well,
technology. We have sonar. We can send signals to the other side of the universe to get to Voyager, but
well,
you can't take an X-ray of a mountain. Come
I
on,
got
guys.
I got a reply to that comment in the chat room right now. All right, when you say that the reptilians are being controlled, all right, that's baloney because they're not. Even the U.S. government has been fighting with aliens for the past 50 years. Whether people want to accept that or not, that's what they do. That's what they do with their weapons. The Greys gave us technology that we needed to destroy most of the races, including them. Now, when they say good aliens getting rid of other aliens, the Mantis control almost all the races that are here working. All right, they're the highest out of them all. All right, as far as powerful, there's a Mantis on every reptilian ship, every gray ship. There's always a Mantis hanging around as well. They're controlling a lot of things right now, but who's controlling them, people? And it's not good, because as I said, I've been in this all my life. I dealt with people since I was young. When I was 17, I was already working with people that were abducted, women that lose their children and stuff like that. The government can't do a thing about that, and they're not going to. All right, not that they care. The government sold the United States out a long time ago, but we are working with Russia fighting alien races. Putin said it to Trump directly. Tell him what you're doing with aliens. He said, we're working with 27 races. 2 of them want to destroy the planet. But it's only on weapons, people.
So
It's
if
not
they're
about
working
helping
with
people.
races, why aren't they stopping abduction? Why are they hurting abductees? Why is the government letting this go on?
See, the Greys are dying out. They were for a long, long time. And they're trying, they created another world of Greys, and they got half humans on there as well. So that's what they're doing. All right, that's why they need humans from here. But it's not to help us move forward on this planet, and they're not one of these races is going to help us move forward spiritually. And guess what? The government's eliminating anything so-called spiritual. The top spiritual people on the planet, I don't want to say them all, there's only 5, and they all do not talk about a God at all anymore. All right, because they don't want anybody to focus on the truth of why we're even here and why we're going to leave or any of that. So when we talk about Greys, reptilians, the Nordics, the Anunnaki, all of them, they're not here to help us. They never were. In Atlantis, there were 9 races here. They were all spiritual for a word. We didn't worry about machines and food because we ate fruit and vegetables. We didn't eat animals. There was a lot different at that time frame. And the alien races didn't like that. They knew we didn't need anything from them. I mean, when they came down and controlled the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Egyptians, they fed them false stories all along the way, and they believed it. The Egyptians were so programmed in a ridiculous way about reincarnation and things like that that were important. And all these people out there that are so-called top speakers, spiritual speakers, do not know anything about reincarnation. They know nothing about death. So what are these people respecting them? Now, just what I found out, Deepak Chopra is the richest medicine person in the United States now because of Oprah. And he promotes spiritualism. And he's trying to say, how do we make children spiritual? I said, first off, learn what it means. I write him letters every day. I write Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, Dalai Lama, and the Pope himself letters all the time. People, we're in trouble. And there's no good alien race that can help us. Now, the United States had 3 major wars in space. And we had 3 wars on the planet. People, do they publicize that? No. Did the UFO world even talk about that? No. Why not? The cool people, when I lectured from 96 to 2002, there was really cool people in the UFO world. Bob Dean was probably one of the most important speakers in it at that time. He's gone. And many of the others. I had 16 friends in the UFO world that have been disappeared and gone now. My best friend worked for NASA, got involved in the UFO world, and his whole family was taken out. People, it's not a game. It never was. Truman, all right, knew what was happening. And he said the only way they could make it work was create a compromise. When I was born in 52, that's when the fleet of ships went over the White House. They couldn't do a thing about it. And they still can't. I mean, we can attack ships now. We were given technology by an alien race.
See, Tommy, what I don't understand is they have all this bilateral movement still between Russia. That you've got the space station thing, you've got China with the moon rovers, you've got the UN with their treaty. They have a treaty about what happens outside space and land in Russia, China, and all the major bigwigs are all signed up to it, including the UK. Why don't they then share information about abduction and UFOs? I mean, if they're sharing space flight, surely that's secret. But they're sharing secrets with each other. If they now admitting that they're shooting down UFOs and they're sharing information on that, they're sharing information and releasing to the public and through talks at the Senate about UFOs. Why are they then not sharing information openly?
Tina,
What is the public?
wait, Tina, you're going through a lot of physical problems, Tina. I pray that you can survive. Seriously.
So do I.
Wait, Tina, you're one of the few people that's going to bring a change to that if you can live long enough to do it. You're supposed to be going around the world with women tour, right? Next year.
Hopefully, I haven't heard anything
Hopefully,
yet.
Again. I mean, they had the 9 native women that went around the world and everything else, but we're talking about peace and love. We don't need that. But you got to come out. But you're one of the few people that can prove what you're talking about. And they need that. Because right now, we're in serious trouble. Most people don't believe in it. People want to get abducted. People want to go on trips. They're all brain dead. I'm sorry to say that, people.
So I did show you guys. This is one of my other ones. This isn't quite. That's my shoulder with a chip. That's the chip. See that triangle thing there? That's quite big, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
See that? That's in my shoulder up here. I recently had an X-ray, and I've got 2 with the lumps, 2 round metal balls on my rib cage.
Tina, tell him your boyfriend threw it out when they took the one out of you.
One of them above. Yeah, he did. No, that was my second husband, and he was freaked out, and he said he was never going to talk about it again. He didn't talk to me for 20 minutes, half hour. He was really upset. Yeah. Really
have you personally have those pieces analyzed?
They're still in me. No, they're still in me.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Hold on 1 second.
Her husband got rid of the one.
1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So people, Tina has more proof of everything she's talking about than anybody else. She can't even get the videos of what they cut out of her body. The government won't allow it to happen. England, they film every operation. And they said her operation was too controversial to release. Her own operation she cannot see. Does that make any sense, people? And she went to court. She lost. She didn't win. 2 years later, she just got a letter recently. And you know what they said to her? Tell her, Tina, tell her what they told you the implant in your body was. And when they cut it out and you finally got the letter from Congress or whatever. Tina, can you hear me?
Unknown.
What they cut out, what they told you it was.
I can't remember now, something.
You said it was an what do you call it? Birth control device.
Oh, my hysterectomy report. Yeah, they said some type of device. That's all it said.
Some type of device. That can be anything.
Yeah, they couldn't identify the device. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, I've got a UFO sighting to report. A friend of mine walked out of his house, and all of a sudden he saw this upside down, transparent triangle just cruising through the sky. No noise whatsoever. I didn't have any references. I haven't had any.
Did you get a picture of it?
No.
Oh
he didn't have his phone. He didn't have his phone on him that time. He just walked out, and then he looked in the sky, and there it was, just slowly moving.
I want to put this up, people, for all you UFO people that want to see UFOs and everything. Realize most races know when you see them. If they allow you to see them, they usually know you don't have a camera. I was next to a ship coming out of the ground. I think it was a government ship, and my cameras both went dead. Both of my cameras.
Yeah.
But I mean, I tried to film so many cool UFO things, and my camera was dead, or my cell phone was dead. I thought I filmed it, and it wasn't there. It was frozen. So they let you film some things.
So Oh, this is my X-ray. I've got a bit larger pictures. Now, see those two? That there is my rib. Let me get a pen so I can point to it.
We can barely see it,
It's my
Tina.
bone.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's
Two spherical things. That has mass and tissue on it, the green one, and that doesn't. They're both metal.
Okay.
Tina. You know.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it looks like they scooped a sample out or something.
No, that's on top of my rib.
Oh, that's on top of you. Okay, never mind. Okay.
So this one, see the green bits are like sinew tissue that's grown over.
Tina,
Yeah.
are you going to stick around today or no?
No, I'm going to go in a minute.
No, take out your Geiger counter. Let's see if you're radioactive
all right,
today.
yeah. So but I've had an X-ray and I've got a lump in the other eye now. So hold on. So there we are. There's the electrical magnetic radiation test. It's reading 0.
I've got one too.
So got it on Amazon. There was the back. This one's 2 years old now. So look at that! It's jumped right up. Normally it doesn't jump up. So that's scary. Hold on, I don't want to do it now. See
Put
that?
it by your head now. Look at that, people.
Oh boy.
I tell
Yeah,
her
I think
over
it's
and
going to
over.
explode when it does that.
I tell her the aliens are keeping her alive.
I was gonna say it's never good news when it's already going off when it's away from you.
No, that's not good news at
But
all.
it's saying harmful. The reading's saying harmful. See
Oh
it there?
man, that's bad.
Thanks.
She doesn't have a trick bank account of people.
I should be laughing. I should be horrified. But...
I made her buy that.
So there you go, guys. But
Thank you, Tina, for doing that. I
quickly,
appreciate it.
my book is available at Rosalie. Buy this, and you, John. It's less than if you have. Oh God! You can buy this on Amazon. It's £10. It's less than a packet of cigarettes here in the UK. UK is about £12-15 for a packet of cigarettes now. So you can buy this for £10 on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free. All my books are available, should be available on Amazon Unlimited for free. So you can get them on Unlimited for free. But if you want to just buy them on Kindle, you can buy them on Kindle. But these are £10, and I'll if you get it, read it and then give you some questions. This is just a true account. It has my investigators report in there as well. It's called The Bonded, The Truth About Alien Abduction by me, Tina Bird. There it is there. I've got it this size. I wanted to put pictures, but then they wouldn't let me put pictures in it.
Well, good deal. Yeah, congratulations on the release.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's
So
going
please,
well.
guys, buy one.
Well, yeah, I intend to.
Leave me a good review. But until next week, guys, I think next week was. Oh, by the way, Tommy, it's your birthday this week, isn't it?
Yeah, the 10th.
10th? Yeah. Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Yeah.
Yes. See, I remembered. How old are you going to be?
71.
Jeez whiz. So happy birthday for the 10th of December, Tommy.
Well,
And I shall
right,
see
Tina.
you all when Tommy's a year older. Next week should be our last show for Christmas. We wrap it up and then we start again in the new year. But I think this is our third Christmas for me and Tommy now. So we've been doing it about
It
3
sure
years now,
is.
guys. It is.
Tina, it's
Yes.
always a pleasure. Thank you,
And you
Brian.
guys. Sasha, it's great to hear from you. And
Yeah,
you, Tommy.
you too, Tina. You take care.
Until next time.
I'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching, guys. That's Tina Bird.
All right, bye-bye.
Tina Bird, great person. She has more proof. If she gets to go on tour with those people, it'll help the whole thing about abduction get out there. I mean, I was dealing with it when I was young, but I wasn't out promoting it. I was only helping the people deal with the situation. And there's not much you can do but help them understand actually what happened. A lot of them just lost their children. They don't know how it went down and things like that. 2 of the families that I dealt with actually were visited again a year later, shown their son or daughter, and told that they won't see him again ever. But one of them lost 2 children in 3 years. So they pick certain people for certain reasons, whether it's their DNA or just they like what they are, vibration, whatever. But again, it's a horrible thing because parents have to suffer the rest of their life, and it affects them greatly. I mean, abuse of any kind takes away a person's reality in this world.
So here's a question for you, Tom.
Go ahead.
What's the deal between Rh negative people and aliens?
Well, I don't believe it's a definite thing. I mean, I know a lot of the RH people claiming they're working with the aliens and blah, blah, blah. And they're the greatest storytellers I know. We're in a world where there's no truth out there. All right. Mostly everything you hear is a twisted story. All religions are twisted, even from its own truth. The Pope goes against everything in the Bible, the Ten Commandments. He goes against Sodom and Gomorrah, Adam and Eve, and all the stories. So, when you have a religion, you're supposed to move forward in that religion, not away from it. And you don't let ego make you, well, I don't want to do that. Oh, I want to do this. No, we're deteriorating. But I want to get back to the point. All alien races are controlled. The people that say they're good and there's some good aliens out there. No, they're not. The Nordics are believed to be a good race. They are not. They travel on a ship with reptilians, people, whether you want to know that or not. And they take form that people could accept. Now, they do have abilities that are beyond what we have. That doesn't make them spiritual, and it doesn't make them good. Looking tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, white robes. Oh, they're spiritual. No, they're not. We're programmed to believe white is spiritual. A lot of the inner masters wear dark and black robes, brown robes, purple robes, not white. I mean, Jesus walked around with, they only had linen, they didn't have dye, so mostly he just had plain linen clothes. But the idea that you become spiritual because you're wearing white and have blue eyes, blue-eyed people are very shady. But I'll tell you another thing. When the Star Children were becoming famous, then the Blue Star Children came out, which I was working with for a couple of years. The government knew that. All the blue-eyed children were disappearing. I'm not making this up, people. All right. They were afraid the Star Children, Blue Star Children would come out, but they had to be ignited, and their parents weren't intelligent or spiritual enough to even do that. So it disappeared. I don't see any. I mean, I could tell if a child or a person, the blue star being or star child. I mean, blue star, not just a star child, because star children aren't half as gifted. When this whole world started going into that, everybody followed them. Oh, they're intelligent, they're super, this, that. They were going into readings and things like that. I knew so many. Realized I was in the UFO world since it started publicly and dealing with them since before it was public. So when people go on in the UFO world about their stories, how long they've been in it? 10, 20, even 30 years? I've been in it, 60 years? Over 64 years I've been involved since my first UFO ship. So again, I've been involved with it. I met 90% of the important people in the UFO world personally, dealt with them. The coolest people, Sean David Morton, still alive, hanging in there barely. Fred Bell was working with Billy Myers, alien race, and everything, and he was taken out. People, we got problems, and it doesn't seem like people are even listening to what they are and what's going to happen. But as the next 2 years, 3 years happen, you're going to see things getting worse. If it's not bad enough right now, the weather, the climate, the planet's moving, shifting, the next 2 years, the sun's going to be affecting us more than ever. Scientists admitted that. They said it wasn't supposed to happen for 10 years. And suddenly it's affecting us right now. All these red beams of radiation lights over countries and stuff, not normal. This aurora, pull up Kerry Cassidy, he has a whole video on it about this aurora that appeared and stuff. They said it never happened in history. So people, we're in a change, and nothing good is happening. I wish it was different. I wish people cared about God even, which they don't. They want to believe in the universe and all that as the way to go. Now, I just got a call from TJ Morris, who I did shows with for 12 years, wants to come out and talk about the good things. I said, if you can tell me one good thing, let's talk about it. But there aren't, people. Things that are happening. All these people going into meditation. Oh, I do meditation. Well, it doesn't make you spiritual. And Deepak Chopra and Eckhart Tolle program these people to believe what they are and what they're doing, and because they do something, well, become aware of who you really are. You are aware of who you are. Whether you want to be active in life or not, it's your story. the more active you become, the more important life becomes to you. Yes, of course. Sit back and expect jobs to come to you, expect money to come to you, sitting in a bed drinking or smoking. That's not the answer, but you can believe it is and tell yourself it is. But aliens are here, people, and they're not here to help us at any level. Look at the planet. Look at what's happening. We have never been in such a worse condition ever in history. The earthquake chart has never been this bad as it is in the past year. Never. In 100 years, since 1900, it has never been as bad as it is right now. Every day, every other day, there's at least 5 earthquakes over 5.1. And some days there's 8 or even up to 10 over 5.0. That's dangerous. And I'm saying I'm a little off on my timing, but I think within maybe 5 to 6 months, there will be one over 8. It's time for it to happen. Not that I wanted to, but the effects and the numbers that are coming up, like 7.5, 7.4, it's ready to go to 8. And when it hits 8, it's called a disaster. I mean, when Tibet got hit, it destroyed so much. I mean, these other countries that are getting hit with 6s and stuff and getting pretty annihilated. People, we're in trouble. And then you got people that are programmed completely into who knows what. All these countries, Iceland, Greenland, Finland, what they're dealing with. But you go into Russia and even in the United States now with New York being riots, the Palestinians are just covering the streets and looting all the stores. You know, companies are going to be going into failure because they can't afford what they're losing. Insurance companies are going to be going bankrupt because they can't pay for all the things that are happening. Then with the weather on top of it, look at what happened to Maui. And I can't go into detail. They'll blow up my house. But what happened there, a whole city taken out. They're not even talking about the truth behind any of it, how many people actually died, how many people disappeared, how many people supposedly left the country because of it. And now they're trying to help some of the people that had to stay there. I mean, a lot of those people didn't have money, so they couldn't do anything. And they're putting them up in hotels and stuff. People, I could go on, but I'm not going to go on today. I just wanted to make sure you understood the title. Well, Tina's not a very spiritual person, and I don't blame her. She believes she's getting no help from nobody spiritually or physically, and she's not. But I will say this, people. Spiritual doesn't protect you in hell. All right? Well, they protect us and forgive our sins. And nobody does. God's not up there saying, oh, I forgive you for being a murderer, a killer, a rapist, abuser. No. Even John, who wrote Revelations, says it can't be forgiven. Every Christian out there, there's 2.5 billion, read Revelations 3 times and listen to when John's talking about that. Learn the facts of your own religion, people, and believe that we're all protected and all, and people want to believe it. They're desperate. And they still have to persecute women. We're in a sad shape. My book should be coming out within a month, hopefully. I've been working on it 2 years. It's been being edited for the past 2 months now. It's for women only. All right. Basically for women only. Men might try to read it and they'll be so upset because they'll find out about themselves, which they don't want to know. But basically, it's to help women survive in a man's world. I'm already working on the second part of my True Teachings of Jesus from God realization. I'm going to go into detail. I didn't go into a lot of the things in great detail in that book. But the book I'm going to put out, there's nothing left on this planet that needs to be aware in this. It's hell. So it can't hurt. I don't care. I mean, if I got shot and tortured, whatever, because people didn't like the book, that's fine. But I look at Jesus. He came to bring the truth out. Nobody listened to him. Nobody. All right. Mary Magdalene was his wife, had his daughter, and survived. You know why? She had 32 psychic abilities like Jesus had. And nobody could even talk about that. How she left the country. Thomas left too. Thomas went to India. She went to France. But she was teaching How could she teach something if she didn't have any kind of ability to prove what she was teaching? If magic, well, I can make that disappear. Well, go ahead, make it disappear. So when you talk, if you can't prove what you're saying, like in the UFO world, oh, the good aliens, prove it. Prove there's one good alien on this planet. Now, when they had EB captured and they tortured him, pull it up online, watch it. He says the world will be destroyed by one person. Could be Trump, but I doubt it. But one person could destroy the world. Everybody's worried about Biden having the button to press to destroy the planet or start a nuclear war. But that's not going to happen either. He's not in full responsibility of what they claim he is. He's a puppet for the government, the secret government. And when people talk about the UFO world, the secret government is not Congress and all those people. It's called MJ-12. It's really MJ-32. They control everything. Anything pertaining to spaceships, UFOs, government. They control it all. Around the world. They work with Russia. They work with, not China. I don't know where China fits into the picture. I have never dealt with people from China. I never dealt with people talking about China. All the UFO people don't. All right? Now, they claim they got video of something on the other side of the moon. They didn't show it to the United States because they can't show the base that's there. But I saw it. I'm not going to go into that detail. There's so much stuff, people. You want to listen to these people telling you lies and twisted and fake stories about, oh, Bigfoot's good, they're going to help us. The native people believed they work with the star beings. And that meant the Greys. The Greys never helped the native people. They allowed 50 million native people to get killed. I don't call that help. So people listen to stories no matter where they come from, it's still going to be a lie. I dedicate my life to God, so I'm responsible back to God, nobody else. And my shirt I wear, I just had it done, and I put it up on my show yesterday. It's better to stand with God and be judged by people than stand with people and be judged by God. Think about that. And most people are standing with people, and that's their choice. Listen to ignorance. Listen to the problems on this planet. And sorry, you and YouTube, Mr. YouTube company, I don't care. Just take my show away. I'm going to be putting the truth out until I die. And if you don't like it, it's your hard luck. I'll find someplace else to put my videos up. But you rather listen to AI and have programmed truth being blocked? That's your choice. Someday you'll die and you'll be facing what you created and allowed to happen. Stopping the truth is probably the most evil thing anybody can do. Feeding them lies is just as evil. So people, figure out where you stand, where you're going to go, and what's going to happen. I tell you, you got important questions, send them to me, hawksblood1@aol.com. I'll answer it. I'll give you the truth, how we got here, why we're here, what's going to happen when we leave. To most people, to half the people, to the people that don't get to leave. Oh, one guy just wrote, everybody goes to heaven. No, everybody doesn't go to heaven. Ghosts and spirits stay here. They don't get to go there even. People, people talk out of there, what, because they don't have a brain. But if you're interested in the truth, text me, Skype me, Hawksblood11 on Skype. I'd rather talk than type anyway. But people, are you ready for truth? Most people aren't. Why I don't have super amounts of followers? Or they hear something they don't like and they leave. Oh, he said something about religion. Oh, he said something about the Pope. Oh, he said something about this or that. Well, you can listen to lies. See where it gets you. See where you're protected. When the world starts closing in, which it's doing now, see where you're going to end up. See what's going to happen where you are. When food becomes a shortage, can't get gasoline, and they got you controlled where you live. Look what's happening in England. That's incredibly horrible. And she tells what's happening. I'm surprised they let her. But I mean, the news showed New York City being busted up. But when I listen to all this stuff about Trump and all these programmed zombies saying, oh, he'll make the world better. How? He believes in gasoline. He doesn't believe in global warming. He doesn't like native people no matter what he says. And he's on his knees praying all the time online. Imagine that. I said, who do you think you're praying to? You think God cares about you at all? Why? You're going to save America? How? make us use coal and oil and stuff again instead of getting off of it. Let's blow apart the earth, fracking, geothermal. Really? There's a lot of things happening, people, and very few people talk about the truth. But Tina mentioned it, and she said that about ships going inside a volcano. They've been doing that for a long time. There's videos, I even shot a ship going into the sun. They're not like us in any way, but they're not spiritual. If they had any close idea to what our interpretation of spiritual means, they would help us. And they don't. I will say this, they do want the planet. They don't want the people on it. So I can go into some things, but not the show. But people, questions, answers, text me, Skype me. I'll answer them. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. Hope you got something out of today. Please send this link to everybody that you know, good, bad, or different.
Have any updates on the Maui situation?
They won't say anything about it. No, there's nothing. They're trying to help people get.
All those kids are still missing.
They're missing. They're not going to find them. There was reasons and things that happened that can't be spoken publicly, and if they do, people are disappearing. There was a video. It was online for about a half a day. They're walking down the road. They came up a dog upside down in the street, right? Next to it was a guy welded to the car with a steering wheel. Another one was saying they were watching the trees explode and shoot out of the ground. Another group of people were in the ocean and said when they took their clothes off, it just burst into flames.
Mm-hmm.
So all that's covered up and gone. You don't hear it. Oh, they're still blaming something, which is ridiculous because the phones were all cut off. All internet phones were shut down. The alarm, they're going after the guy that didn't turn on the alarm. He's going to be in court and everything right now because he didn't turn on the sirens to warn the people.
Well, I don't think that's the big issue because, he's just a fall guy.
Oh, no, he's a fall guy. But he was stupid because he didn't turn it on because he said, oh, everybody will run up into the mountains. I said, no, if they went outside, they could smoke. They wouldn't run up into a smoke mountain because they didn't have a real good warning system. It just says go up high because usually it's a tsunami or something like that. But, I mean, if people went out and saw this giant clouds of smoke coming, they wouldn't run into it. And then what they did, they closed off the road to get out of Maui, out of the town. Not Maui, out of the town. But basically, there was only two ways out. And those people that were on the way out were in these incredible lines trying to get out. So a lot of ridiculous things went down. And they can't admit to any of that. But the people involved had to be in on it at some level. The same as I said to one of the most famous people about the HARP system, that they have the HARP system in Hawaii. Oh, no, they don't. I said, just go online and type Waimea High School, and it shows you the HARP system on top of it. It shows you the equipment inside the school. And then every 6 months, the HARP boat comes into Hawaii. People, listen to people. You're not going to get nowhere. Start going inside yourself and listening to the answers because soul's a little more aware than people are about everything. And you really need to face that. Because if you listen to these people out there brainwashing you, programming you, feeding you ridiculous information, you're not going to understand anything. You're going to end up dying, reincarnating, and starting all over without any awareness of all this garbage right now. What man's doing, what aliens are doing. No good alien is here, people. They're not saving children. If you can't save children, you're useless. Oh, I saved one person? No, they're not going to come from space down here to save one person, especially a nobody that does nothing for them. People, wake up. Analyze a statement when you hear it. Start it from where it came from, how it progressed, and where it's going. You'll find these statements can't go nowhere. They don't have a beginning, they don't have an ending, and they just sound of airspace. People, Tommy Hawksblood, Big Island of Hawaii, you want the truth, come here. I will be doing a spiritual show again, hopefully at least one a week as well. So till then, till next time, enjoy your day, night, wherever you are. please send this link to everybody you know. Tell them, go right ahead and debate me. Tell them to give it to all the UFO people they know. I'll debate anybody in the UFO world. I have a famous person. Hopefully, I'll be able to get him on the show soon. One of the most famous people in the UFO world right now. But he's pushing a mission that's not really as important as what's really happening. Nobody is. Nobody's talking about abduction. Nobody. All right. Till next time. Greetings, everybody. Goodbyes. It was a pleasure. My dog's doing great. So Skype me if you want to talk physically. Email me if you want to talk by email. But please do. No question goes unanswered. If you send it to me, I'll answer it. I don't hide from anything. I live in the truth. I'll die in the truth. Thank you, Sasha, for coming on. Appreciate it. We'll
Of course,
talk.
no problem. And thanks for your time as always, Tommy. You take care.
Bye-bye, everybody. It was a pleasure. Well, now it's not letting me end the show. It didn't let me start it. Now it's not letting me end the show.